Hello, everybody. Welcome to my new Sunday market breakdown. Okay, so let's start with the DXY as usual. We are at the monthly chart, and what we can see is we closed above this monthly selling region. So, yeah, we will need to see what will happen on the weekly. If you need some further indication for more upside momentum, and on the weekly, we have that weekly bullish candle close, and the second one also above. So that's a sign that the bulls are still present there. So if I look to the daily now, what we can see is that we had this big impulsive move, and then that possible shoulder one here, had the false break of that low here, shoulder two, which is rejecting on that, and also on the Fibonacci from here, the low till the high, the 61.8, it just didn't tapped, but we reversed at this shoulder one zone. So on the 4 hour, yeah, we are very bullish, but we are making the possible shoulder one, head, shoulder two for more downside momentum. So that's what I can see on the DXY. Not that clear for now, but the major weekly, monthly, and daily are bullish for me right now still. So yeah, and the weekly bullish candle close as an indication. So my pairs that I have now in mind is first gold. So if I look to gold on the monthly chart, you can see if I drew my horizontal black line, we rejected those monthly highs here. So with a big rejection candle, so we made here the double top, so we can possibly go and make that natural M. So same highs, so we expect same lows, natural M, same highs, same lows possible. So that's what I can see. We also made the monthly bearish candle close with here some deceleration. So that's an indication for us. So yeah, if I look now to the weekly, then you can see we just didn't broke fully this institutional candle, but we are closing below it. So what I can see right now is that we can make this possible bearish W with the possible shoulder one here, then the same highs, shoulder two with resistance, support, resistance, so clear supply and demand zone as we drew our, or we adjust our horizontal line at this shoulder one zone. You can see this is a clear supply and demand zone acting as support here, support, resistance, 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 support, resistance here. So that's nice with a kind of descending trend line holding the price down here. So that's what I can see right now on gold. So the weekly bearish indicational candle is there, so I can look now to the daily for more indication. If I look to the daily now, so on the daily, you can see that we have a bearish W. So we have here that first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, with already a rejection candle of the daily zone of interest, and then the possible fifth leg for more downside momentum till the daily TP. So that's nice. What I can also see is that we have there a clear supply and demand zone at this lower high. So here, this was clear support, false break, support, 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 resistance, resistance with a nice daily retrace candle. So that's nice indication. And on the 4 hour, what I can see is right now, if I look to the 4 hour, I can see we have here a possible smaller shoulder one, head, possible shoulder two. This is one leg here, same lows here. So that's what I can see. We already making here some kind of corrective nature counter to the trend. So if I took my Fibonacci from here, the low to the high, minus 60, 80 FIB completion run number to the downside, we can expect the price to come till this FIB completion. So I can take my limit here and my stop loss wide enough to have some nice take profit on the daily for around 4.6%. So that's what I can see. So the next pair is NZDCHF. So if I go to the monthly on NZDCHF, you can see that we are making here this bearish W with that shoulder one here, then the head, shoulder two that are rejecting from that. But if I look now more clearer to the weekly, so the monthly is telling me, okay, we can go to the downside, but the weekly is saying that we made here a break of our last lower high, so we are bullish. We are in a bullish trend on the weekly, and we rejected this weekly supply demand zone acting as resistance, support, support, resistance, support, and we came also very correctively to the downside to our zone of interest here. So, and we made a weekly bullish candle close as our indication, with another indication. If I take my Fibonacci from the low here till the high, you can see now 61.80 touched perfectly, so that's nice to see. And then I look to the daily, and I see here a possible reversal pattern in the form of a shoulder 1 head, shoulder 2, with here also a resistance candle in the head, here also clear support, so clear supply and demand, so holding the price up. We didn't have the clear full break of this last lower high, but we have a break, and we already have the retrace candle, the bullish candle, so that's a nice indication. And if I look now to the 4-hour, we can see that we can make the inverse and shoulders without a break. So shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2. So I can take my limit and I can take it around the shoulder 1 region, and then I will take my partial at the daily TP and around this 61.80 also. So this can be a trade for around 5.1%. So that's what I can see on NZDCHF. And the next one is EURAUD. If I go to the monthly on EURAUD, then you can see that on the monthly we made a previous bullish candle close, but that doesn't mean that we cannot go any further to the downside anymore. So we are still bearish on the monthly. As you can see, we are making this bearish W, so we can go up. But yeah, we need to see what the weekly is telling us, and the weekly is telling us that we are still having this lower high here and this lower low here. So we rejected this lower high region with a bearish candle close, so a very big one, but we can expect that to get filled in like this. So yeah, we have an indication that the bears are still there and that we can fill that wick in. So if I look to the daily, then you can see we have a small bearish W here. And yeah, we have that first touch, second touch, third touch with, yeah, the third touch. So that's very important. And you can see the sellers are coming in from here. Sellers, sellers, sellers. So that's what I can see right now. If I go now to the 4-hour, then I can possibly see that we can have here deceleration. So we have here already 1, 2, 3 with a very nice rejection candle, very big bearish close. And then I want the 4th one. So like this, the 4th one, and then the 5th one, I will take my limit at this zone, and then I can go to the downside. If we don't do this, then I will like to see this bearish W playing out, a small bearish W, and then we can go to the downside because we already have a nice hip completion. Also, if I take my Fibonacci from the low here to the high, -27, aligning with this deceleration box, so that's nice. So that's what I can see for EURAUD. And yeah, I will take my partials at the daily TP for around 5.2%, which is nice. So that's why that's what I can see on EURAUD. So the last pair is GBPCHF. If I look to the monthly chart, then we are bullish on the monthly. We have this low and this is our high. So everything between that is just a correction like this. As you can see, this is correctively moving with the trend, but this descending trend line is still holding the price down. If you look to the weekly, then you can see it more clear. Every time we tap it, first touch, second touch, third touch, most impulsive one. So we expect some more downside momentum to maybe complete this fib completion from here, the high to the low, -27 here, that's sitting. So what we can see right now is that we had here an impulse right here, and then here some corrective nature, some natural bearish W here, natural W, sorry, like this, natural W, same lows, same highs, more downside momentum. we already reject the weekly lows here. Like this is our weekly low region. But yeah, I can see we had this weekly bearish candle close. So yeah, we can look for more downside momentum. So if I go to the daily, then I can see we have a possible reversal pattern. We already reject this fib from the higher to the low, this bigger head and shoulders at the 61.80. So that's already nice. We just didn't tap this daily zone of interest region, but that's no problem. So I looked further to the smaller one. So the smaller one here is aligning with 78.60 with a clear supply and demand zone acting as support, resistance, support, 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 resistance, false break, and it can act like support again here. Resistance, sorry. So that's what I can see. And on the 4-hour, yeah, we need to have some more development of this trade. So I want to see some push, then again push to the downside, push, and then maybe some deceleration here in the form of 5 deceleration candles, or the break of this higher low here for a reversal pattern in the form of a shoulder 1, head shoulder 2, or another possibility is that we go straight to the upside and we make here the bearish W for more downside momentum. So that's what I can see for this week. So yeah, this trade needs to have some more patience, but yeah, we will need to see what will happen. So guys, have a nice trading week and see you next week. Bye.